Tommy just talked about it a lot. And I had to wonder to myself, why is it that the Congress of the United States isn't just for regular people? Why is it that just a regular citizen couldn't actually go and serve for a little while? Why is it that just somebody who had lived their life and done their thing and created jobs and did what every other American family does, why is it only for the political elite? Why is it for the Washington, D.C. class and that crowd? Why can't it just be for one regular American? Why couldn't it be me? And I decided that I would try to run. I'll tell you something. Talking about running for office and running for office are two different things. Saying I want to change something, saying I want to be in office, and then actually putting your name on a ballot is different. Your life changes a bit. And what I've discovered since I've got that, I'm going to talk to you just really straightforward and honest about what's going on in your country. Because you don't really get to hear straightforward and honest talking from many politicians anymore. You really don't get to hear the real truth of what's going on. And there is a group of colleagues of mine in Washington, D.C., I believe well-intentioned people, but they divide into two different classes, and it's not dividing by Republican and Democrat. We think it divides the Republican and Democrat. It's not dividing, although some people would say there's a war on women. We'll talk about that a little bit later. It divides between two things. It divides between people who want to be somebody. It divides between people who want to be something. There's a lot of my colleagues that want the pin. They want the gravitas. They want the people to stand and applaud like you did. They want to be something. And then there are some of us who want to do something. We have had enough beers in Congress. There's enough of them there. There's enough beers there. We don't need more people who want to be something. You know, I've often told people that I'm not one of those people. I'm completely comfortable with what I've done. In fact, not too long ago, I was standing in the aisle in the Hall of Representatives, and if you've ever watched on C-SPAN, it kind of looks chaotic because it is. And you kind of stand there and you're talking, and you go vote, and you talk, and you go vote. Kind of a crazy place to work. One of my colleagues walked past me, slapped me on the back, and said, "Sure beats roofing, doesn't it, Ribble?" And I looked at him and said, "No, it doesn't." I caught him completely off guard. He thought I was going to agree that it would be a really cool thing to be a congressman. Let me tell you what's cool. Getting up, working hard, supporting your family, and raising your children to be great citizens, that's what's cool. I spent my whole life working in construction where I could actually create jobs. Now I have to listen to a bunch of colleagues say they do it. I have to listen to a president take credit for it. It's a frustrating place to work. A frustrating place. Tommy talked about the national debt and about the budget. And he even said, I don't think members of Congress should be paid if they don't pass a budget. So Jim Cooper from Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee, Democrat, by the way, Nashville, Tennessee, and I, we work together and have a bill out there called No Budget, No Pay. How many of you think you shouldn't get paid if you don't pass a budget? I was attacked by my opponent. He said, "This is just all political." He does it right before an election. We did this a year ago. We've been working on this for a year. Now I have almost 100 co-sponsors on No Budget, No Pay. Almost 100. And so when my opponents say, "Well, yeah, but they're all rich people," that's not going to affect anything. It doesn't matter if they go without pay. He completely doesn't get it. It's not about whether members of Congress get paid. It's about whether you have to pay them. That's the difference. It's your money. It's not their money. It's your money. It's about whether you have to pay them. You shouldn't if they don't do their job. It's been more than a decade since a budget's been passed and all 12 appropriations bills have been done on time. More than a decade. This is complete and utter nonsense, ladies and gentlemen. Now, the House of Representatives have acted. They've passed 2 budgets. Controversial, the Ryan plan. At least we have one. The president sent a plan that was so disingenuous. It was so unserious that in the United States Senate, it was defeated 92-0. In the United States House of Representatives, it was defeated 414-0. We passed 2 budgets and sent them over to the Senate. You know what they did with them? Nothing. Like the budget or hate the budget, at least we had one. And we passed it. Complain about Paul Ryan if you want. At least he did his job. Harry Reid did not, and the U.S. Senate did not. Send Tommy Thompson there so we can get a budget passed, for God's sake. I'm going to keep my comments really brief. I just want to explain one thing. We have a tendency to believe that our entire political system is about members of Congress, President of the United States, state senators, state assembly people, candidates. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not. It is not, and it should never be about candidates. It's about you. It's about the American people. They are the sovereign of this country. Now, when I went to Congress, they gave me something. They gave me a card. This is my card. Some of you have seen my card. You've seen me speak before. You get a card like this, you become a member of Congress. It's got my picture on it. And when I vote, I stick it in the machine, and I press yay or no, yay or nay, and I make a statement on your behalf. I want you to know that every single time I put this card in that machine, every single time, I wonder what you would do if you had it. What would the folks that sent me to Washington, D.C., what would they do if they had the card? The reason I think those things is because this is not my card. It has my face on it because you all decided it should have my face on it. Someday maybe it'll have your face on it. Someday maybe in this room one of you will stand up and say, I will run for Congress. And you'll get a card like this. It's not about a political party. We have a representative republic. And I am nothing more and nothing less than a regular citizen that went to Washington to be your voice. I'm just the holder of the card. It is your card. This is your card. Well, I don't know what the solution is. I know what I think we ought to do. I think if given the right levers of government, given the right dynamic in the Senate, given the right person in the White House, we will solve problems here. We will make tough decisions. People won't like them. And there'll be another election in 2 years, and the American people will decide once again whether we're making the right decision. But I know this, that every single time when the United States of America has faced a challenge, whether it was starting at the Revolutionary War, War of 1812, Civil War, World War I, Great Depression, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, now the case of the global war on terror, every single time there's been a generation of American heroes that stood up for the next one. Every single time. Now comes your part. The question that you need to ask yourself, the question that every single American needs to ask themselves, is this one. Am I a hero? Am I part of the hero generation that will change the course of this country? Everybody knows we're not going on the right track. Every poll shows we're not going in the right direction. But now it's up to you, the sovereign ruler of this country. Members of Congress are just a mouthpiece. Some of them are just ears. But you're the sovereign ruler of this. You know, Al Franken in Minnesota was sent to the United States Senate. Yeah. Stay with me here for a minute. By about 300 votes. By about 300 votes. That means if everybody here sitting here, if this size audience in Minnesota, just this size audience, if each person had gone out and just recruited 2 people, they would have went out and got another college kid, another young person, another high school graduate, never voted before. They'd gone and got their mom or dad who were maybe in a nursing home and said, we still need to vote. Still responsibility. They would have called their sons and daughters, or they would have called their moms and dads, called their brothers and uncles. They would have talked to the people within their sphere of influence at work if they would have convinced 2 people to go vote. We would not have Obamacare today because he was the 60th vote in the U.S. Senate. It was up to 300 U.S. citizens. Please don't let this happen again. Talk to everybody you know. If you really believe that this country's on the wrong track, and I do, I certainly do. I gave up a career that I loved. I loved being a roofing contractor. I loved working with the folks that I worked with, and I loved playing golf with my kids, which I don't get to do anymore. I loved all those things. I loved America more. I loved my family enough to leave them for a while so that they could have a future like I was given by my mom and dad. And now it's up to you. And please, talk to your friends, talk to your neighbors, talk to your classmates, talk to your coworkers, talk to everybody you know within your sphere of influence. Talk like you've never talked before, convince like you've never convinced before, give like you've never given before, work like you've never worked before, and save America for your children and your grandchildren. You can do it. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.